from the virtual America's home for racing in the Queen City of Charlotte. Oh, it's Truck Yeah Wednesday night. It's the Northwest iRacing Truck Series, proudly presented by Denshell Automotive Group as we get ready to go on LSRTV and CRN Sports tonight. It is round number 9 of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series is again LSRT 250 here from America's home for racing. You see the lineage and the swag on the retaining wall, the safer wall barriers, and we are ready to go here for 250 miles. Should be an exciting one here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Good evening. I'm Wesley Outland, wherever you are in North Carolina, joined alongside Wesley Outland ? What is that all about, producer? I am Wesley Outland. Greg Rentz is alongside in Spokane, Washington, and of course, the man that can decide whether I'm an Outland or a question mark or wherever he is recovering from the tornadoes. Maybe he's lost his mind in the LSR TV production truck. And Greg, ready to roll. Charlotte, this is an awesome place. So she be a good truck race here tonight as well.
Who are you? I thought you were Wesley, but now that graphic has me a little confused, and I'm not quite sure if
the Wesley Outland.
The
yes,
Wesley Outland. Spell that.
The T-H-E. The.
No, T-H-A-T. I said spell that.
Oh, that's T-H-E.
We're off on a good start here, but hey, it's 167 laps at Charlotte here tonight. This is the home, the mecca of stock car racing, Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. 1.5 mile track, one of the most historic, probably the home track of 85% of real-life NASCAR. So for these guys, they always look forward to getting to come to Charlotte and trying it out, taking it for a star. Such a fun facility. 167 laps tonight, too. This is a Road to Pro race here, running Road to Pro distance to get these guys who want to run that Road to Pro series a little bit of track time in an environment that they would be facing here. So that's the reason behind the 167 lap distance tonight. Trucks are on track for qualifying, but man, this is going to be a wild 167 laps.
Yeah, it should be for sure. While we're at it, let's take a look. The race on Texas 411 information bottom monitor there, and there you see 1 hour practice is done. 2-lap qualifying is also completed there into the drivers meeting right now, and 67 lap race. Now, by the way, that is 250 miles, 106 laps. So we'll come on board right the Team 126 Racing starting lineup and get you set here for this event here at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. Charlotte Motor Speedway, LMA. Let's take a look at the sawblade.com weather conditions on the bottom right of your monitor. And again, it's 78 degrees. Track temp at 108, wind speed at 8 miles an hour. Partly cloudy for the forecast virtually here at Charlotte. But, Greg, right now the sun poking through the clouds.
And it's going to make for an interesting qualifying session here. As the sun comes out, that means the track temp goes up, and the track temperature rises 108 right now at time of qualifying. So these drivers who have yet to go out for the qualifying effort, they might be waiting to see if they can catch a cloud and catch a little bit of a cooler track temperature to try to lay down a little bit of a faster lap right now. So far, just 7 drivers have posted qualifying time, make it 8 as Matt Sentel just goes out. So a couple drivers taking their shots now, but man, 167 laps tonight, Wesley. This is going to be a long one, but a fun one tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely going to be a good one. And man, this race means so much to me and the LSRTV family because, Greg, this was the first race event, bud, where me and you worked together. Working with LSRTV and with Charles Wooten and everybody alongside, and now what Jeff Stabnow's done with Rocket Media LLC, and of course what 52 Media was, and Race on Texas LSRTV from where it gone from back in the day to where it is now. And proud to say the leader of sim racing. No, I know that used to be one of those on the insignia during pre-race roll, but definitely always fun working with you, man. And Charlotte's where it all started a year ago for us.
It was this race last year first time me and you got to work a race, and I'd only been a member of Team LSRTV for about a month and a half before you even came on board. So we're hard to believe it's been a year since this whole thing started for us, and it's just been such a crazy adventure. We're going to have yet another one here tonight at Charlotte, and this track has produced so many moments over the years. Are we going to see another great one tonight as we go 167 laps?
250 miles, 167 laps. Hey, another thing we can talk about right now is the point standings as we await drivers meeting to finish and the lineup of the field to go racing here tonight in the North Carolina 250, the live sim racing 250 for the Northwest iRacing Truck Series presented by Denshell Automotive Group. Man out in front, Caden Anderson is second. As you see the point standings, 1 point back is Dan West Jr., the defending Truck Series champion. 2 in fourth, Tyler King right now the top 5. Jeff Stabnow, though he's had a bad season, Greg Rance, consistency paying off. He's currently Dennis Moore, Briar Reynolds, Stephen Paulison, and the man that dominated at Bristol on dirt, Devin West, currently your top 10 of the points.
2 wins on the year for that 10th place driver, Devin West. Northwest Truck Series. Wow, a surprise on top of the board, Wesley. How about it? Kevin Smith sitting on top of the charts right now in the 00. He led some laps at Darlington last week from the looks of it. I got to tell you, man, this ARCA series that has come around that we are now broadcasting a few races here and there of on LSRTV has done wonders for Kevin Smith in the doubles. Once again, top of the board right now in qualifying late with just a couple of drivers left to go.
And by the way, real quickly, if we can go back and show the top 20, I wanted you to go back from 11th through 20th and show the rest of the points, because honestly, you got to make it in the top 20. And I know we're so early in the season, only on race 9 of the season before the postseason, the playoffs begin for the championship elimination rounds, Greg. But if you're in this 11th, 20, be lucky. And you still got a shot to make it into the postseason. But if you get a W and you're in the top 20, you're set.
Remember, Casey Garber in that win this season, he did win at Atlanta. Right. A track very similar to this one that we're at tonight. Very similar, pretty much identical layout. Atlanta, of course, just a much older racing surface, and I believe the banking a little bit different between Atlanta and Charlotte. But Garber does have a win at a track very similar to this. However, Wesley, as I look at the entry list, not seeing Casey Garber here on the entry list. Only one driver representing Garber's Garage in the field. That would be Briar Reynolds in the number 12 right now.
Yeah, we're looking at all these drivers right now. And again, the top 20, and you look at Casey Garber, and you mentioned he won a race. But again, side since then, and you got to be able to do well. And if you got that one win and you at least are in the top 25 of the points, you've got a good shot of being able to go to the postseason. Another driver we talked about, of course, Devin West in the Cup and the Trucks. We saw what he did at Bristol. We seen where he won a Cup race, and he's won here in the Trucks as well. You know, even though he's missed a couple of weeks, Greg, if he does, he's got a shot to run for the championship. You look at what's and then you look at drivers that I'm impressed with, like Stephen O'Hare, Tyler King, Dennis Moore, Aaron Reynolds, even the Daytona Stephen Paulison, all drivers that are really showing their strengths. Even though they have weaknesses at time on the racetrack, they still have a legitimate shot to go to the postseason too.
These guys really beginning to flex their muscle more and more and showing that, hey, maybe the old guard, guys like West Jr., Brightsman, and Stabnow and company up there, we might be beginning to see the transition of a changing of the guard. And we've seen it in the Cup side as well, as Lake Peterson has been putting on a dang show over on the Cup side of things. Haven't seen them make their way over to the Truck Series yet, talking, of course, about the Beaver State Bumblebees, him and Justin Yee. But, man, the way this season has gone, you look at the winners here this season on the year, but then you got Garber, Devin West, Paul Newton, not here tonight, but he won the road course. Caden Anderson got his first truck win of his career a couple weeks ago back in Las Vegas. Then you find Brightsman last week at Darlington, but man, we're really starting to see the kind of some new blood in Victory Lane here in this series. Already 3 first-time winners in the Truck Series alone this season.
So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get ready for the Charlotte Motor Speedway coverage of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series, presented by Denshell Automotive Group on LSRTV and Sierra Sport.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
All right, so welcome back to coverage. With that said, Team 1 starting lineup, and the field is about to assemble here on the start behind the pace truck. Or actually, they're cattywampus on the front straightaway. That sounds. Team 126 Racing starting lineup for 167 laps, 200th. How about that man right there, the 00 Hermiston Automotive Group entry. He's on the pole. To the outside, Dennis Moore in the 44, row 1. Row 2 will find Dan Lowther in the 6, Matt Sintel in the 29, row 2. Row 3, it's going to be like this with Robert Gamble in 54, Jimbo Pfeiffer in the 01 machine. He turned some heads a couple of weeks ago at Bristol. Row number 4, Carl Burke in the 53, the legend. To the outside, Chris White, the cup winner here on Monday night that we couldn't broadcast on LSRTV due to the weather-related issues in Texas. He is in the 85. Sean Brightsman of the 46, defending Cup Series champ, the Vegas winner. He'll start 10th in the 37.
Pulling off in 11th will be John. New look for Tyler King, Racetrack King. Can't wait to see that thing up close because that thing looks awesome. New look for them this weekend. Judd Wakefield finished 3rd at Dover or Darlington last week. Going to Dover next week. Got that on the brain already, but he will start alongside Ryan Bloom in the 25, who's been very impressive in his few starts this season. Devin West, we talked about him, 2 wins on the year, including that dominating performance at the Bristol Dirt Track. Alongside the Catman, James Vine, he's got a new look on board as well. We'll have to check out the 333 at some point tonight. Troy Daggett and to do, starting all the way back in 18th position. Another one work to do, Jeff Stabnow. The number 24 will start 19. Wesley with the final 8 trucks.
Yeah, row number 11 is going to find Casey Tillman in the 92, followed by Brian Reynolds in the 12. Row number 12 at 24, Tyson Blood in the 97, Stephen O'Hare in 41, one of the guys at the top 10 of the points, Meyer to the back. Row number 3, winners for the trucks, and Frank Harris in the 11. Row 13, and to the back, finals. Toby Ritter's in the 20, and Aaron Coot in the final position in row 14. 50 miles, 167 laps. Make its way onto the pit lane. The field to come to the double dog leg starting box. And Greg, your final thoughts when we get ready to go to green here for Charlotte.
Going to be a wild. I'm so excited to watch this thing unfold because this is going to be something very, very special. And there's a developing story before we go green. Dan Lowther set this going to have to start from pit road, Wesley.
Green flag. And they're going to roar to speed into turn 1.
That is a huge, huge shot for Dan Lowther. Qualified to start from pit road in 28th position. Heartbreaker for Dan Lowther to start the race, but we've got action already up at the front. Kevin Smith breaking away, but it's side by side. And the 44 of Moore. And look at Robert Gamble up to 2nd already. Nice run for Gamble here as Smith leads lap number 1.
Hey, the race is underway. Smith, Gamble, Moore, Sintel, Pfeiffer. There's that STP color 01. Greg Restus in that 01 machine.
He's done good for himself in his limited starts in this series, so he has done a fantastic job for his time in the series. Oh, and then, of course, who doesn't love the classic Petty Blue and Dayglow Orange STP colors anytime they appear on a racing vehicle? You've got to love it. in 5th position right now in a battle with Chris White, who won on Monday in the Cup Series. Again, technical issues. We were not able to broadcast that one, but it was Chris White picking up Cup Series victory and first of the season. He's trying to sweep the week in that number 83.
Underway with the trucks is Smith right now leads the way. And you know, Greg, as we see these to the corner with Smith, Gamble, Moore, Sintel, and right now the top 5 at the moment, we really have seen a great improvement for Kevin Smith the last couple of weeks. That 00 has really showed. And he said a lot of that's from the Northwest ARCA series on Friday night, the development series to make it up to the truck in the Cup level of the Northwest. Won some races. As a matter of fact, that ARCA event here.
I think he won.
He's won an event.
Vegas. I believe he won
Vegas. My apologies. Yeah, but in Vegas and Charlotte, kind of. Smith has done a phenomenal job. Doing really good.
And that's what that series was designed for, Wesley, was to get these guys that seat. They were running stronger in the Cup and Truck Series, and you're seeing it paying off brilliantly here with Kevin Smith and Dennis Moore, too, in the number 44, Wesley. Moore is another guy very strong all season long. Believe he may have a win as well in that series, and here he is running in the 2nd spot right now. 2 guys who really in the ARCA cars here, 1-2 in this race.
Smith, and look at now Burke trying to make a run into the top 5, the 53.
Trying to just click laps away here in the early stages. More in 2nd. Robert Gamble had gotten up to 2nd in the opening stages, has since fallen back to 5th. Another truck making some good runs in the early stages. How about Carl Burke in the number 53? Started 7th, and he has worked his way up into the 4th for Carl Burke on the number 53 team.
Kevin Smith leading the way. Here's the field at top view of the tower. Back here at the Mecca of Motorsports, the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Kevin Smith, Dennis, Chris White, he won it. It's in 3rd. Carl Burke, Robert Gamble, your top 5. Matt Sintel. Good battle in the back of the pack. This is heated going on. 5 truck battle as they work their way out of turn 3 and 4, Greg.
Reynolds is plus 5 in the number 12. Started 22nd up to 17th at the line last time. In a battle there, who won the ARCA race here on Friday night. O'Hare was the winner on Friday. So he's looking for his 2nd win of the week. It says that Dennis Moore won at Darlington, and then Kevin Smith got the win at Vegas. So Beaver State Racing with 2 wins this season in the ARCA series. In the Cup or Truck Series. There's a battle breaking out for 2nd here. Chris White trying to get around on the outside of Dennis Moore. Chris White trying to show why he won that race on Monday night, because here he is going to the high side and trying to get up to the 2nd spot. He's one of the biggest movers of the race thus far. He is going to move into 2nd. The biggest junior has gone from 18th to 6th.
Logo on it. What does it say? We'll find out. I'm looking at the back of Vining's truck. I can't pin. What the hell? What?
There's a cat looking at us there. There's a cat looking at us.
Man. Meow. I'm the cat man.
There is a cat, and that is a very scary sight too.
You know, Greg, in my 5 years as a veteran sports broadcaster, you know, also with football, basketball, baseball, softball, you have players and you somehow develop nicknames for them. Well, you can really develop nickname for drivers in racing. If some Jeff Stabnow or, Skeleton Man. Obviously, I wish he brought back the 4K Ford with the skeleton on the car. Jason Voorhees, whatever it was. Man. And there's a story behind why Greg and I call him the Cat Man, James Vine.
There is, and the story goes that was Michigan, I believe it was.
It was
last year in the truck
Michigan.
race.
That race was off. Boring race. Don't mean to say it that. And then all of a sudden, a cat made it interesting in the finish.
Yeah. What happened was Vining hit the wall off of turn number 2. And we were all like, okay, that was weird. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he keys up and says, my cat attacked my foot and it made me wreck. So it also unplugged his monitor, too. It attacked his foot and unplugged his monitor. Now, my cat has attacked me during a race in the past, so I know exactly where James is coming from on this. And my cat also unplugged my computer during a broadcast at one point. I believe that was Pocono last year.
And your cat looks at you evilly as well, like plots your death.
Oh, he does. He does. And he means.
Sleep fine.
Yeah, there's a reason. Anyways, we're
Greg,
side by side.
How is the fuel world in Washington? Are you guys okay up there in the Pacific North?
As far as like price wise, or are you talking like short?
People,
I think we're okay right now.
Stifling fuel and hooligans like it is in North Carolina.
I think we're okay for the time being. I know that Washington typically has some of the higher prices anyway, so I mean we've kind of gotten used to that. But as far as I know, we don't have anything major going on. Hey, Dennis Moore has been able to fend off Chris White, and here he is closing back in on Kevin Smith. Have been completed thus far, by the way. Nice run early for Kevin Smith.
If I'm remembering correctly, Jeff Stabnow won this race last year in the trucks.
He did. This was the start of Jeff Stabnow's summer tear that he went on.
Yes.
Last year.
Yes. I was about to say.
He went on a tear in this series last year, and it all started right here at Charlotte.
And since then, boy, oh boy, it's been a not favorable season for the driver of the 24, Montana.
But he's doing nice right now. Up into 11th after starting in 19th position. He's been kind of trying to follow Devin West through the field. And in the battle right now with Jimbo Pfeiffer. That's a fun name to say, by the way. Jimbo Pfeiffer. That is a fun name to say. As West to the inside of him. He's going to get the spot and go after the 29 of Sentil also. Sentil, another one of those guys new to the series, but showing a lot of speed here today. Qualifying up in the top 5. Running in the top 10 early. But Devin West, 6-time winner now in the Truck Series, gets by him for the position. He's in the Truck Series to go along with 3 in the Cup.
Doesn't that sound like a football player's name? I mean, like, Pfeiffer.
Definitely. We got about for the lead. Sorry to cut you off, but Dennis Moore closing in on Kevin Smith. Got to his bumper going into turn number 1. There you see him go by right there. That's about for the race lead right here. And here comes Dennis Moore, 44 on the door to the lead going into turn number 3. He'll clear him off of turn number 4. Maybe Kevin Smith fights back on the outside. Not clear yet. Not clear yet. Drag race to the line. It's going to be Dennis Moore leading the lap. So Kevin Smith leads the first 21 laps, but Dennis Moore clears him into turn number 1 and 2. And the driver for Beaver State Racing out in front once again.
So Dennis Moore back out in front now in that number 44 truck. There's Dan Lowther. Keep an eye on him. I think right now he's in the top 25. He's in 23rd.
And he qualified third. He qualified third. Unfortunately, missed the grid. Something happened because he was gridded up. Something happened and they couldn't get the 63 car fired up in time. So he had to start the race on pit road, and he has fought back to 23rd with no caution, by the way. He lost a lot of ground in the early stages of that because of the fact that he started on pit road. He cannot leave his pit stall until the rest of the field has already passed pit road. So he was at a handicap to begin with, and he's already in just 23 laps got his way back up to 23rd. He's got a lot of speed in the 63. If he can catch a caution or maybe catch some pit stop cycles, I think Dan Lowther's going to be able to get up there and make some noise once again.
Dennis Moore, the man out in front, Smith in second, White third. This race continues on the early stages. 167 laps, 250 miles. Hey, by the way, last year, this race was a 200-miler. They've actually added on another 50 miles to this race this year.
They've gone with the road to pro distance for certain races this year to get those guys experience, guys who would want to run in the road to pro events. They've made them road to pro distance here for the truck series for certain events. This is one of them.
El Trouble, that's to be written.
Casey Tillman in the 92
Casey
is
Tillman
hard in
with
the
problems to do. Hard in the wall. He is down below the bottom of the apron and below that retaining wall on the inside back straightaway. And for that reason, Greg, no yellow flag, no caution.
Gonna drop him to the pits. We got the LSRTV 4K replay presented by Pulse Poppers. Let's take a look at what happened to Casey Tillman.
For the first time tonight, Pulse Poppers Fishing Lures. Watch this. 92 Crown Royal truck.
He's battling there with Steven Paulison, who's at alongside of him. That's
Briar
12
Reynolds.
of Briar Reynolds. Coming off of turn number 4. I believe this was on the backstretch this time. So
It's this time by.
We're getting a good
kind of
look at what
rewound a little
happened.
too far. Yeah.
That's totally fine though, so we can get a good idea of what was going on around. It was a battle between Reynolds and Tillman. Reynolds, a former late model driver from right here where I'm from in Spokane. Tillman, the sprint car driver, down in the Boise area, and he got caught in the inside wall there, and it ping-ponged back to him there. Just a slightest bit of contact there off of turn number 2.
So that's what happened.
Staying green though, Dennis Moore in the 44 has opened it up 1.8 seconds now over third place Chris White. Kevin Smith, Chris White half a second back as well. Meanwhile, Devin has caught up to his father Dan. I would venture to say right now, Wesley, fastest truck on the racetrack is that 5 truck of Devin West.
Look at the West family. You have the West family there. Casey Tillman off the pit lane to the 92 after having that problem in the wall. And there's West son, West dad in the 5 and 55. There you see them. 5th and 6th.
Casey Tillman 2 laps down. He did use the fast repair. But 2 laps down, now 3 laps down. He's got work to do. Fortunately for him, for the time being, he's the only truck 1 lap down. He's hoping that a caution comes out before Dennis Moore gets to the number 71 of Aaron Cooper to put him a lap down.
You look at Devin West and you see where he swept. Look at Dennis. You look at Dan West Jr. Where he, of course, he won the opening race at Daytona. Then he turned around and he the 55. So they're the only West family drivers that have been able to sweep. Right now, Dennis Moore is out in front, the 44. There's Dan Lowther. He's under attack. A couple of heavy hitters there around him.
He's on the attack. He was the one attacking them, and he's going after Briar Reynolds now up to 20th position. Got it from my buddy Cheney, Eric Cheney, letting me know his ECU came unplugged on
Big Bird.
On Dan Lowther right before the race, so that's what caused him to miss the start. He's fortunate that he was able to get back in there when he did and only lose the amount of time that he did. He has now fought his way back up into the top 20, closing in on Briar Reynolds in the number 12. Lowther going to go to the outside here. Reynolds, of course, sporting Wrangler on the number 12 this week for Garbage Garage. And Dan Lowther, he's the only representative of Team Ramrod this week. So with that, he is racing with Caden Anderson Racing this week. They're sharing information this week. So the 63 truck teamed up with the Caden Anderson boys of Tillman and Anderson this week.
sunny day makes the clouds go away. For Big Bird. Uh-huh. Oh, anyway, Moore doing good right now. There's the battle there. Chris White. Hey, Greg. Chris White, how about it, Charlotte? On Monday Night Cup Series, of course, we could not broadcast it, but 83 likes this piece.
He likes these style of tracks because remember, his first Cup win of the year last year was at Texas, another track very similar to this. Yeah, Texas was reconfigured a couple of years ago, and turn one is a little bit different than it would see at Charlotte and Atlanta, but still overall very similar racetrack. So Chris White likes this style of racetrack, but look at Casey Tillman wheeling and dealing right now, showing you how much those fresher tires and fast repair has already done in the number 92. He just ran his personal best lap, and he's going to unlap himself here in a hurry if he can get around these two and then try to reel in Dennis Moore. He's going to do just that. By the way, Devin West, he's putting pressure on Smith for second right now. Also on the move is Stephen O'Hare in the number 41. He's plus 12 in the number 41, trying to make it 13 so he'll get around Sentinel. He will. O'Hare started in 24th position. That will move him into 11th position as he gets around Sentinel. Next up for him will be Jimbo Pfeiffer. And looking at this, Wesley, all three of the Beaver State Racing entries, O'Hare, Moore, who's leading the race, and Tyler King, all three of them are sporting new looks on their trucks this week.
Yeah, they are.
I think Tyler King may have run that scheme once last year, but definitely the first time this year that they've had Keep Oregon Well on the hood of the 21 truck. Dennis Moore, I think he may have run this scheme at one point this season, but I know that is definitely the first time that Stephen O'Hare has run this look, as he's going after Jimbo Pfeiffer to try to get into the top 10 now.
Moore, West, Smith, White, Burke, your top five. Along there with Anderson, West, Gamble, Ottenbacher, Pfeiffer now. There's that battle you're seeing on course.
You saw Casey Tillman get around West and Smith just a couple laps ago. He has already caught the back bumper of Dennis Moore, and he's just going to try to rip by. He will do just that. Casey Tillman, the sprint car driver out of the Boise area, gets one lap back. Got to do it two more times, though, is the problem. And now, when that Dennis Moore has caught lap traffic, all of a sudden, that Lucky Dog option goes away because now Aaron Cooper sits in the Lucky Dog spot.
Best battle on the racetrack. There it is. As we're approaching lap. That's Ottenbacher battling with West for in that mix as well. They work their way into turn number up the high banks here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Oh, damn it.
Very soon. Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, Wesley. Oh,
truck in the wall. Truck in the wall.
That was O'Hare. No, that was O'Hare. It was Stephen O'Hare in the 41. We were documenting him making his charge up to the front. Caught the wall very, very hard there off of turn number 4. Going to lose a lot of ground.
But no caution.
No caution yet, but he's going to fall back to 15th once it's all said and done. Going back after the Catman now. Another one sporting a new look is that 333 Toyota with the cat on board. There he is. Stephen O'Hare in the 41, trying to fight his way back into the top 10 now as he falls to 15th after catching the wall off of turn number 4.
After midnight Eastern time, they're going to let it all hang out. The boys of the Pacific Northwest putting on a great Northwest iRacing Truck Series presented by the Tom Denschel Automotive Group. And Dennis Moore. Greg, we think of what Dennis Moore did last week when we got back after the, we went to Darlington, and he really did impressive. in the Cup and the truck race, actually. Just came up short in a couple of mistakes. Cost proved week after week after week of seeing these new names, their talents and their improvements to be able to compete with these.
For Dennis Moore, it's not a matter of if, Wesley, it's a matter of when, because he has been so strong all season. And even going back to when he joined the series last year, he made about 10 starts last year in the series. And he was always fast too. Remember, he was running the Atlanta Braves truck last year. He has always been strong, Wesley. Just hasn't been able to seal the deal yet.
3 wide, trucks down below the bottom of the 8. I believe we're about to start making scheduled pit stops under green.
Yes, sir, we are. Dan West Jr. coming in for the first time.
No, Big Bird, you shut up, Big Bird. Big Bird's telling me to shut up.
West Jr.
Here comes DWJ.
Road. Oh, he missed his pit box, Wesley.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's going to be very costly for Dan West Jr. Another truck in. I believe that would be O'Hare in the 41 sliding into his pit stop, but that could be very costly for Dan West Jr. because we're working lap number 45, and we've been clean and green so far. This race continues on the way that it is. That could be a very costly moment there for Dan West Jr., who's down in the way finally.
And Toby Ritters was also Briar Reynolds. Lane. As Dennis Moore is still continuing to lead.
Hayden Anderson coming down pit road now in the number 37, Wesley. He had fought his way up to third after starting in 10th. So Anderson pitting from the top 3. There he is, the Las Vegas winner earlier this season. I'll give third back to Kevin Smith, but Caden Anderson had quietly worked his way up into the podium. Now we got a little bit of a hornet's nest here because we've got third to about 9th, all under a blanket right now on the backstretch. From Carl Burke all the way back to Stab now right now. Dyson and Dyson all 4 position right now. And I think you're going to see a couple of them come down pit road here. Smith coming in and White as well. 2 ARCA winners coming down. Other truck follows them down as well. That will be O'Hare in the 41. I thought I saw O'Hare on pit road earlier. Was not him that came, or that I saw. More trucks coming in, including Judd Wakefield and Frank Harris. It was Briar Reynolds that I saw come down pit road. Very similar paint schemes. Here comes another truck down. Troy Daggett for Team Ramrod. He's coming down. I said Dan Lowther was one of the only Team Ramrod trucks. Troy Daggett, the other one tonight. He's on pit road. He's got Big Bird there helping call the shots for him this evening. Does Troy Daggett in the number 51. He's got Big Bird calling the pit box calls this evening as he's down in the way.
Yes.
More trucks coming in the pit road.
Pit stops underway for the first time, scheduled under green flag as we approach lap number 50. Here comes Audenbacher. He's in. Carl Burke is in. Robert Kimball in. James Viney, the cat man. Stephen. Aaron Cooper. Judd Wakefield. All the recents that pitted. Back to the pits and Greg.
Drivers on pit road. Still no sign of our leader coming down yet. Dennis Moore stays out to begin lap number 50.
You got to think of this as well, Greg, as we see these green flag pit stops happening. The leaders are running truck down or more right now, maybe 9 trucks on the lead lap, and that's it.
Currently 10 being scored on the lead lap all the way back to Sean Breitzman, the last truck on the lead lap right now in the number 46, and he is at the very, very tail end of the lead lap. He's in danger of going a lap down right now in the 46.
And he has got the leader right in his crosshairs as well. 50 laps in of this 167 lap event.
Believe
similar to what the road to pro will be.
I think we're going to see
possibly the leader might be coming down.
Thinking he might be coming. Looks like he's slowing down. Yes, here he comes. Dennis Moore. 44. And it looks like Devin West might be too. Into number 5. Yes, he is. So the top 2 coming down this time. We will watch Tyler King, who looks committed to staying out. Tyler King is going to inherit the race lead now into number 21.
Matt Sentel is in. Jimbo Fife for also come in on the lane. Laps in on lap 51.
Tyler King, Jeff Stabnow staying out on the racetrack. Ryan Bloom coming down pit road in the number 25. There's Breitzman.
And I know the other week ago, I think calling him Blum or Bloom, it is Ryan Bloom.
Second place, Jeff Stabnow makes the left turn on the pit road.
Stabnow coming in.
This will leave, I believe, only 3 or 4 trucks left that have yet to come down pit road. Tyler King and Sean Breitzman confirmed are the only 2 trucks that have not come down pit road. And you know Sean Breitzman was going to try something like that.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming down pit road now, so he makes it 52 laps. He got a little squirrely on pit road. This will leave only the racetrack king, Tyler King, and he's going to make the left turn on this time. So this should
we'll cycle back around to Caden Anderson.
Yeah, Caden Anderson will be the race leader in the number 37 over Kevin Smith in the 00. And Anderson's going to have about 4 seconds to the good on that. So Anderson going to cycle out as the race leader. Nice pit stop for KAR.
Yeah, it sounds like understanding Stephen O'Hare, to be Ritters, and
Dan Lowther
use fast repairs. That's wrong. Right, they use fast repairs on this green flag pit stop. A lot of communication coming at us at one time. Here comes King back on course in the 21.
Boy, something happened.
Anderson, the new leader, there he is.
Actually, something happened to Dennis Moore in the 44 because he is all the way back in 23rd position, 1 lap down, and struggling to get back out there. Something happened on pit road to Dennis Moore. Oh, he had a penalty. Dennis Moore had a penalty in the 44. Because he is pinned 1 lap down in 23rd position. Unfortunately for the Beaver State Racing driver, another race that he has so much speed in. Unfortunately, now he's going to have to put the work gloves on to try to make this one work. But it's Anderson up front right now over Kevin Smith. But Devin West has gotten back around his father to get up into the 3rd spot. And Wesley, right where he left off, Devin West, the fastest truck on the racetrack.
Back into the corner. There you see Devin West. And working lap 55 of 167. So far, no yellow flag. Not saying we haven't had problems. We've had issues where some drivers have gone in the wall or like really tore it up like Casey Tillman did. But other
Tillman's
than that,
back on pit road, Wesley. Tillman is back on pit road in the 92.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Tillman's continued to have bad luck there.
Tyson Blood, he's been off and on pit road a few times. He's coming back out now. 4 laps down in the 97. Think he may have had to use a fast repair. Well, Caden Anderson up front right now, but Kevin Smith trying to reel him in 3.7 seconds back, but Devin West is lurking there as well.
Battle there going on for position inside the top 15. Sintel, Paulison, King in that battle coming off turn 4 back through the dog leg here at the Toyota restart zone.
This is for 12th, 13th, and 14th on the track right now. Tyler King, Matt Sentel, and Stephen Paulison. As Devin West is going to get around Kevin Smith off of turn number 4, clears him for 2nd. Devin West showing why he was one of the fastest trucks in town today. Stephen O'Hare, by the way, is up 20
Remember, in a couple of weeks. Yeah. Remember, in a couple of weeks, the Bucks, Xfinity, and the Cup cars will be here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, America's home, leading up to the big 62nd running. The world's most unforgettable race, the Coca-Cola 600. Memorial Day weekend. You know, the All-Star race used to be the week before. The trucks used to compete on Friday night before the All-Star race. Not anymore, Greg. Now they're at No Limits, Texas, at Carl's neck of the woods. And a 6-stage All-Star race this year, up in June.
Going to be a wild one in No Limits, Texas. Coming up for the All-Star race. It's going to be weird not having it at Charlotte. It was weird but fun having it at Bristol this past year. Going to be weird having it at
I was on the announcer
Texas
team for that event. Yep. 60 laps in. Coming up on 100 laps to go. 107 to be exact.
Boy, Devin West in that number 5 is closing in on the 37 of Anderson. He has cut it down to 2.8 seconds right now, and he is chipping away at about 3 to 4 tenths a lap. We'll see what it is this time. 5 tenths of a second, half a second. Devin West right now is on a rail trying to get up to the race leader, Caden Anderson, and will pick up that old legend rivalry.
Yes, sir. Lap 84 will be halfway of this event for 167 laps. It'll be 83 remaining. We're approaching 100 laps remaining. We're 106 remaining now. There you see Anderson. There's Devin West. He's in second. 2 seconds back to the leader, Anderson.
Chipping away. Caution is out. First time tonight.
Well, there's your yellow flag.
Oak on
Problems
the
in turn number 2. Frank Harris. 11. Problems, caution out for the second time here, or for the first time actually. Lap 62. Holtz Popper instant replay. Pfeiffer alongside in 0-1. And there's Jimbo. Frank side. Might have been some contact here, Greg.
Take a look. This is on the backstretch that this happened. This is going off into turn number 3, or turn number 1, excuse me. Pfeiffer and Harris right there battling it out.
Yep, there they go.
Yeah, just a little contact and a little more to finish it off. And Harris gets the worst of it.
Man, it looked like Harris drifted up in front of Pfeiffer. But Jimbo, nowhere to go, just got into him and tagged him and turned him around. That put us under the yellow flag for the first time tonight on lap 63. Greg, they pitted about 15 laps ago. Do you come down to the pit lane or not?
I think you can afford it.
The question is yes.
I think you can afford it because you got 3 more sets of tires available to you down there on pit road, and why not? Got about 100 laps to go, and yep, looks like that is going to be the thing because everybody's coming to pit road, Wesley.
John Brightsman in the 1 lap down truck. First, we'll get the free pass, if you will, and go back on the lead lap. The wave around the be offered at 1 to go for any trucks that were in front of the leaders, and mind you, there were some that were in front of the leader before the caution fell. Right now, Ray Fournier out in front as the leader, the number 26.
I think Carl Burke
race off pit road. Interesting. Look at this.
I think Carl Burke took 2 tires, Wesley. 9.1 seconds. Carl Burke with a strategy call. He's going to restart this one in second. 2 tires on the 53. Stab now. Fuel,
I believe.
Only.
Yeah, fuel only. Stop Jeff Stab now. You're exactly right.
That's going to gain a lot of ground. He's going to be up near the top 5 on this restart.
They have not took a break in a while for the caution flag, and neither have we since before the starting lineup. We will step away. Back with more coverage in a moment from Charlotte. Northwest iRacing Truck Series Automotive Group.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
Update here at Charlotte. Brightsman on the pit lane. He got the waiver with a free pass. And Jeff Stabnow, Greg, back on the pits again as well in 24.
I think he was taking more fuel because I was watching him. Didn't see the tires go up on the 24. So I think he just took some more fuel on the LSRTV 4K Ford F-150. One truck, Wesley, stayed out that we didn't account for on the lead lap. Ray Fournier is going to be the race leader here.
So under the yellow flag again here. I'm after that crazy green flag run that we thought would never end.
Aiden Anderson and Jimbo Pfeiffer taking fast repairs on that caution.
That's right.
So 3 trucks staying out for the wave around, and Ray Fournier taking a gamble here to stay out here. Dual winner. He won one of the Daytona duels earlier this season. Pulling off a gutsy move like this. We're going to see it again. We're 1 to green, so Ray Fournier will lead him to green in the number 26.
Ray Fournier has not been in the spotlight very much since he won one of the dual truck races back at Daytona before the season even started in the non-points dual races. See where he ends up right now as the field will get ready to come back to the Toyota restart zone. The lights are off on the pace car. By the way, setting it up now when the green flag flies, it will be 100 laps to go. Just under 20 laps to halfway. Ray Fournier leads. Caden Anderson is second. Carl Burke is third. Devin West fourth, and Kevin Smith with a stellar run in the top 5. Stephen O'Hare 6th, Chris White the 7th, then it's Ottenbacher, Gamble, and Lowther the top 10. Pace car gets ready to accelerate from the field. He'll drop onto the pit lane. Here comes the field back inside the Toyota restart zone. Number 4 as the pace car will now scamper from the pack. Here they come quickly in the gas, back out. Boy, they were on it before they got to the restart zone, which is all fair because the leader hit the gas first.
Anderson and West are going to clear, going off into turn number 1. O'Hare trying to fight up on the outside as well.
And we got to think of the old cliche cautions, and you bunch up the pack here. You could sit yourself up or storm to brew and do just that. 100 laps to go here at Charlotte.
Anderson going to come out on top here, leading the way, but Devin West in second. And watch out for Stephen O'Hare too. He won 3 races last year in the Northwest Truck Series, and 2 of those were on mile and a half. So he knows how to get it done on these tracks as well. He wants to get up there and contend for a race win this season. He won the Charlotte race here on Friday, and here he is in third as West to the inside.
Working off 4 side by side for the lead.
Devin got it.
3rd win of the year. Goes after Anderson. Down to the inside, the Vegas truck winner. He sits there waiting patiently, ready to pounce on this field like a coiled cobra. And Smith also line in the weeds in the top as well, Greg, as they come on forward.
How about Dan Lowther in the number 63, Wesley? He has fought back to 7th and is in this lead group right now. Fantastic run for Dan Lowther after the technical issues right before the green flag. He has fought back into the top group He qualified third tonight. He knows he's got something tonight in that 63 truck, trying to hold on. It would be his first truck victory if he can get it, and I believe it would be the first truck victory for Team Ramrod. Field tries to snake their way through. West leads Anderson, O'Hare, Smith, Ottenbacher, your top 5. Chris White, winner on Monday. Dan Lowther, Catman, James Vining, Robert Gamble, Matt Sentinel, your top 10.
Back straight away into 3. West is on in front. Anderson. O'Hare, Smith, Ottenbacher. White has now fell back outside the top 5 to 6th. Lowther. Can we talk about the neon lime green orange 63? Had problems, was going to start this race third. Had to start all the way in the back. He has worked his way to 7th in the 63. There he is, presenting Old Glory proudly as well.
Fantastic run for Dan Lowther in truck number 63. We have another official retiree, Tyson Blood, in the number 97, has parked it for the night. So his night comes to an end.
Tyson's been one of those drivers that Tyson's one of those drivers that we heard a lot about at Bristol for the dirt race, but since then he's kind of struggled on the pavement events. But it's good to see him run with us.
He's had speed, just hasn't had the luck that he had with the great runs at Bristol in both the Cup and the truck. But he's been fast, and he's been working very closely with Devin West in the number 5. Unfortunately, not going to go his way here tonight. But that's a dirt battle here in the Northwest. Those two battle for the win constantly in the Washington State Midget Series, or Washington Modified Tour. That's what it is. Excuse me. The Washington State Modified Tour. Those two battle for wins quite often. It's fun to see it here on the iRacing side.
West, Anderson, O'Hare, Smith, top 5.
Lowther to the inside now of Ottenbacher, trying to get position number 6. Away from Otto. Otto has been looking for a win. He has not been in Truck Series victory lane since Daytona last year. He wants to get back up in victory lane in the 89. Side by side for 6th. A couple of green trucks battling it out. Lowther going to try to get the spot away. He will. He'll clear him up in turn number 2, but they lost a little bit of ground to the top 5 there, Wesley.
They certainly did. West, Anderson, O'Hare, Smith, White, 5. Approaching halfway as well. Greg, what do you think of the first half of this race, and what do you think we're going to see in the second half, as there's only been one yellow flag the opening 83 laps as we approach halfway?
And the hold steady right now, coming to complete lap number 78.
That's right. Lap 84 will be halfway. It'll be 83 laps to go after that. I believe we are working 90 laps to go. I can't tell from the top left of my monitor. It's all garbled.
Looking at 88 to go.
88 laps to go. Okay, so we're under 90 remaining.
As West leads, Anderson 2nd. O'Hare, Smith. White has just gotten past Smith to move into 4th, but Stephen O'Hare is beginning to knock with these top 2.
Look at Chris White. There's that 83 machine. And remember what Chris White did on Monday. Obviously, we weren't able to broadcast it, but I understand you snuck in there a little time or two, Greg, and was able to get a little sneak peek at what the Amsoil Ford entry number 83 of Chris White was able to do, and he picked up the win on the Cup event on Monday night. Now, he's going to try to do the same thing and sweep in the trucks as well.
Led 50 laps en route to a win at Charlotte on Monday night, and here he is up there once again, trying to contend in the top 5.
And now that I think about it, there's 3 drivers. There are 3 drivers that have swept Cup and Truck Series events this year. First, Lake Peterson. We look at what he did. Second, we look at what Devin West did at Bristol. And third, Greg, we look at what Dan West Jr. did at Richmond. Those are the only 3 drivers so far this year that have been able to sweep the Northwest Cup and Truck Series on both Monday and Wednesday night.
Chris White trying to join that list. But he's got to get around White. He's got to get around West and Anderson right now. And that's going to be hard to do. But they are making it easy on the rest of them right now. Making it a little bit easier because they are battling it out right now. Something happened to Dan Lowther. Oh, no, he got to the inside of Kevin Smith. That's what it was. I thought I saw the green 63 slowing down. No, he was making a pass on Kevin Smith. He's going to move into the top 5.
Here's a quick stat. The lowest licensed driver with a C-Class license is leading the race. That's Caden Anderson, or he was.
That's Devin West.
Now Devin West is trying to battle him.
Now, what that means, Wesley...
Everyone else is B-Class license or A-Class licenses.
Most drivers are A-Class with a couple B-Classes. Anderson's an A-Class, and he's going for the lead right now on Devin West. Now, that does not discredit what Devin West has been able to do by any stretch of the imagination. That only stems from what he has done in iRacing official racing. Is the only stuff
he hasn't
that
been able
affects
to race that much.
Yeah, he doesn't get to race a whole lot, and when he does, it's mostly in league stuff. He doesn't get to race official stuff that much. So just because you have a quote-unquote C-Class license, while everyone else has an A license or a B license above you, that's not saying anything derogatory whatsoever. That just means that you haven't had the same amount of time to run official racing that some of these other guys have. Some of these guys, they run, 15, 20 official races a week. Some of them, they've never run an official race in their life. It all just kind of depends on what they want to do. So Devin West, a C-Class right now, doing a fantastic job leading this race, but we know from experience that he has been a very, very fast driver. I mean, 9 wins overall in NWRS competition, 6 in the Truck Series, in a battle right now with Anderson.
That's exactly right. We will keep an eye on that, as we are, by the way, just after halfway. Lap 84 was halfway. We're now on lap number 87. About 80 laps to go, to be exact, in this event for the North Carolina 250, presented by Live Sim Racing. He's Greg Rentz. I'm Wesley Outland. We're up topside here, virtually at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Charles Wooten doing a phenomenal job of the production in the truck in Wichita Falls, Texas. And right now, Anderson is doing a phenomenal job. Well, he can be wireless. Doing a great job picking him up and getting him done. By the way, I hope you're enjoying our broadcast on YouTube at 4K Ultra HD. Look out, Anderson and West. He got sideways there.
So Anderson gets back to the lead into number 37. And they open it up a little bit over O'Hare now, but you're going to have to start keeping your eyes on O'Hare and White, because while this battle picks up again as West gets a run on the inside off of turn number 2 to go into turn number 3. There it is. Watch. Stephen O'Hare is going to begin to try to reel him in and take a shot. These guys are burning up those tires just a little bit. This is a scorching track right now, Wesley. We're up to 127 degrees on the track temperature right now. That is just using and abusing these tires. Stephen O'Hare is licking his chops right now, sitting in third. I wonder if we could possibly go on board with Stephen O'Hare into number 41, because looking out his windshield, seeing this battle, you look at the aerial coverage from All American Pools, but this, he's got to love seeing this right now, Wesley, knowing that these two are battling in front of him. They're using up those tires more and more. He's able to just kind of ride it out, wait for his chance, and then take it at the right opportunity. Fantastic moment here for Stephen O'Hare. He really has a shot at doing something.
Coming up on 75 lap go, and it's go time now. You got to wait, make your move right now. Everyone bunched up here. Got to be thinking here in the next 15 laps or so. Green flag pit stops up on the horizon. And maybe even before then, as that's Ray Fournier to the pits early in the 26.
Remember, he's the one that stayed out on the previous caution. He had 21 laps on those tires when we took the green flag, so he's coming down. You were expecting him to be on pit road a little bit earlier, and there it is.
I passed by the leaders. There's Brian Reynolds in the 12, and Jimbo Pfeiffer right there with him. 0-1 machine. Aiden Anderson leading the way up 9 spots.
Oh, big slide out of Brian Reynolds.
Win, buddy. Reynolds there, dealing with Jimbo Pfeiffer.
Great run.
Pfeiffer getting out of harm's way.
Fantastic save, though, by Reynolds in the 12.
Yes.
Behind him, Dennis Moore continues to try and get himself back into a position to contend. Moore has gotten himself back on the lead lap. However, he's in 18th position. But he needs a caution to get himself some more help.
This race coming down to the end here under 75 lap. Anderson and West, O'Hare, White, Audenbacher. Keeping an eye on him. Look at him. Got a run going. He's in the top 5. What a run for John Audenbacher as well, Greg. Mind you, 21 truck on the lead lap. Stands right now.
As the laps wind down, closing in on 1 hundo completed here. Anderson and West are continuing their battle. Right now it's Anderson leading the way as the battle is calmed for a moment. But now the 41 of O'Hare trying to reel him back in as West took another shot at it. Dan Lowther let Ottenbacher and now Dan West Jr. go by, so Dan Lowther's going to need to try to hold on for the next cycle of pit stops to take another shot at it. 21 trucks on the lead lap. Lucky dog right now is Toby Ritters, and he's the only driver, Wesley, who's in the 1 lap down position in at number 23 as the battle breaks out for the lead once again.
Anderson West round 2. Or should we say round 3, because they've been at it a couple of times already. Here in this squared circle. Side by side down to the inside here. Anderson up top shelf. Got a run. He couldn't close in. They're side by side. Like my colleague Dustin Jarrett always says, like Noah leading the animals to the ark. As they work their way up the racetrack off of turn 4. West back to the bottom, and they're still going to be side by side out of 4. Anderson will pull up in front. And West will come right
And
back
O'Hare
down
is
to the
lurking.
bottom. This game of cat and mouse again, and O'Hare's closing in, Greg.
O'Hare is lurking in that number 41, and they're beginning to open it up a little bit now over Chris White in the 83. And Stephen O'Hare has caught them, and he's going to take his shot here in a moment, Wesley.
Ready to make his move. When will it be? 100. On lap 100 now. This time by, when they come to the start-finish line, it will be 67 laps to go. Triple digits now on the scoreboard for the Northwest iRacing Truck Series, presented by Tom Denschel Automotive Group. And there you go. 67 remain. And here comes trucks onto the pit lane. I had a feeling pit stops were coming, Greg. Dan Lawler is in.
And I'm not surprised to see Lawler be one of the first ones on, Wesley, because his truck really begun to fall off the last 5 or 6 laps of this race. So not surprised at all to see him being one of the first ones down.
And it's kind of disappointing, Greg, because that one all the way back up into the top 5. Top 10.
And a majority of that, Wesley, was under green, under his own power. Yes, he gained a few spots under caution on pit stops, but most of those have been under green. So a fantastic effort by the 63 of Lowther.
Harris on pit road now in 11. He was in 20th. So green flag pit stops underway. Greg, could this be money time? Could this be the money stop on pit lane if we don't get another caution in this race? What are you thinking?
I don't think so. I think you're going to see one more. Still got over 60 laps to go. I think you're going to see one more after this. I think
The one thing I can tell you I tallied was the leader, Tyler King, when he finally pitted the last go around, he was on a 50-lap green flag run than anyone else.
We'll see how that goes. We're closing in. We're past 100 laps to go now. We're closing in on 60 to go. I think you can go from here, but I don't think you're going to want to. Anderson leads, West second, O'Hare lurking in third. They've opened it up now over Chris White and John Ottenbacher, but Chris White getting to try to reel him back in. And White's having connection issues, Wesley. Chris White, the winner on Monday, is having connection issues. He was blinking bad in turn 1 and 2.
Cannot on 83. We'll have to keep an eye on him. He's in 4th. I think there's James Vining. There's the man. Vining's in the pits.
Vining coming down pit road a moment ago.
Here, kitty, kitty.
Nice run for Ottenbacher in 5th spot right now, Wesley. Nice run for Otto tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say that. And, man, Ottenbacher has not really had much success besides his run for a championship and coming up short with that. Besides that, what he did at Daytona last year when he won the truck race. Or was it the Cup race he won last year?
It was the truck race. And
it was the truck race. It was. Okay.
Chris White's connection issues are continuing in that number 83.
We're watching him. Yep, there he goes. Little blinking, and can blink and nod on the 83. He pops up and he disappears. Greg, if there's somebody watching, or if they're watching the replay of this race, or if they're listening on CRN Sports, explain what we mean by this virtual blinking going on to the Cup winner of Monday night, Chris White, now in the truck here in Charlotte.
What's going on right now with the number 83 is his connection is starting to get a little fuzzy. We've been having some weird weather here in the Northwest. Nothing like what our producers had to experience, but we've been having some weird, like, little spats of wind, spats of rain over the last couple of days here. So what that might be doing is affecting his internet in the number 83, is affecting his connection, and it's causing it to be sporadic. And for a couple laps, it'll be stable, and then it'll start blinking out. And the problem with that is, while he can still see what's going on in his car, he disappears from everyone else's screen in the number 83, including our own here in the production truck. So with that going on in the number 83 camp, all of a sudden when he disappears, and he's disappearing for a good chunk of time, it seems to have stabilized for the time being, but he is disappearing for almost an entire corner at the time. You don't know where he is on the racetrack and when or if he's going to come back in. That's the situation that's unfolding right now in the 83. Looks like it seems to have stabilized for now, though, as we pick up back with our leaders.
And yes, even the broads can have net code issues. Basically, we could be lagging. We could have signal problems. My signal could be talking, but then it's coming in and out. So the production truck could do that as well. There's several things that could come into play. Are you serious? It's him. Him's talking to me again, driving me crazy. Thought he'd be kind of quiet tonight. 57 to go here at Charlotte.
16 trucks on the lead lap right now. Last truck on the lead lap is Sean Brightsman, who once again is in danger of going a lap down. Now, he lucked out on the previous run, Wesley, because he was able to hold on to the lead lap position by waiting it out for the leaders to all come down pit road, then pitting to stay on the lead lap. Can he do it again is the question, as Troy Daggett to the inside now of Caden Anderson to try to unlap himself with help from Dan Lowther.
And mind you, while we've already started seeing green flag stops, the leaders in the front, they've not pitted yet. Anderson, West, O'Hare, Ottenbacher, White, West, Paulison, Stab now even. These guys, they've not pitted yet.
A lot of drivers.
So again, Greg, my question is, do you pit and take this race to the finish? I can't believe we only had one caution flag.
If you can make it probably another 10-15 laps, then I think you would be able to make it from here. It was that 67 lap run that we were talking about 10-15 laps ago. That's why I was kind of hesitant about saying, yeah, you can go from here, because I didn't think you could make it that entire way. Now we're getting into that zone that you might be able to make it all the way. By the way, Sean Brightsman just went a lap down in the 46.
Wow. Sean Brightsman definitely struggling tonight. The defending Cup Series champion. And I believe, if I remember correctly, Sean Brightsman won at Darlington. And there's Stab now. Couple of top three podiums, but no wins yet. Last time we were here in Charlotte in the trucks. Not at the Roval end, Kathy, but in the truck race at Charlotte on the track.
Leader
Stab now won it.
Leader pit road, Caden Anderson. Down on lap 115.
So with what, under 50 laps to go? 50,
just over
52 to go. He'll come to the pit.
52 to go. I think you can go from here.
Funny stop time, unless we get a visit by the Banana Republic flag. Ottenbacher down to the inside, sizing up now. O'Hare. Devin West, he'll come to the pits.
Devin West coming down. Dan West Jr. coming down. I think I see Chris White coming down as well. The connection issues have stabilized on the 83 truck. That gives the lead to Stephen O'Hare. And John Ottenbacher side by side for the lead at the moment. O'Hare led that lap, but Ottenbacher right there putting pressure on. Two guys hungry for a win for different reasons, Wesley. O'Hare hungry for a win because he won on Friday. He wants to come out of here with two W's. Ottenbacher, it's been over a year since he was in victory lane. O'Hare down pit road this time to give it to Ottenbacher on the front stretch. Ottenbacher will inherit the lead.
Green flag pit stops underway with 50 laps to go here in the North Carolina 250. Now Ottenbacher, as Greg reiterated on, back to the lead, but that won't be for long as he comes down to the pit lane now in the 89.
So he will lead a couple of laps.
Bab now would be the leader, but now he'll come to the pits as well.
Bento will also come down pit road. As will
Paulson behind him.
Believe
So
next
everybody's
up,
coming in.
Yep,
They know they got a pit.
That's it. That will complete the circuit.
And
if
this
I'm
cycles
looking
around to
at
Dan
this-
Lowther.
Looking at this, I think, yep, nope, Lowther got it. Okay, I was watching and I was like, looking at where they are on the racetrack, I think Tyler King's going to be able to stay in front of him. But no, Dan Lowther is going to inherit the race lead. But remember, he came in a little bit earlier than the rest of the field. He's got a sizable lead right now over Vining and Anderson. 8 seconds right now, the gap.
9 seconds back. How about it for the Catman? James Vining now in second in the 333.
Can he hold on for a little less than 50 laps, though, is the question. Can he make
That's
it
Anderson
this
behind
far?
him, though. There's
9
Anderson
seconds.
right behind him.
9 seconds is a lot to ask, though.
Well, this is for second, and Anderson will clear him. So Vining will fall to third. Maybe he can get a top 3 podium out of the deal. Meow, meow, meow. 10 seconds back is West to Vining. 18 seconds back to the leader. And Lowther. Greg, I don't think we've been excited for Dan Lowther since won that truck race at Talladega to make it in the playoffs.
This is going to hurt him, though, being in traffic, and Caden Anderson has clean racetrack in front of him. Anderson was able to shave a second and a half off that lap. But it's awesome to see Dan Lowther leading laps right now. Just getting up there, clicking laps away, especially after the start of this race, Wesley. He was a guy who had a very, very good shot at this win. Had those issues at the start of the race, and here he is fighting his way, chipping, clawing, and here he is up in the lead right now. But Anderson is a second and a half faster right now.
And by the way, it was Dan Lowther that won the Cup race at Talladega last year before the playoffs started to advance into the playoffs. He did just that. In car number 63, truck 63. And I'll tell you, I normally try to be impartial, but Greg Rance, I think even you can agree with me myself. We became a Dan Lowther fan that night. We were rooting for him. I think everybody was rooting for the neon green 63.
Well, don't forget, Lowther is my teammate in official racing and in a couple other leagues that we raced in. So definitely I was happy to see him get the win in this one. But yeah, Dan's one of my teammates on my iRacing team. So definitely was happy to see, and happy to see him leading this race right now. But he's got his work cut out for him if he wants to try to hold on, because Anderson is coming like a bat out of you know where. He bat out of you know
bat
where.
out of hell. He's coming after him.
2.9 seconds now.
2.9 seconds and closing fast. Lowther and Anderson. By the way, that interval was almost 9 to 10 seconds. Harris bouncing off the wall. Truck 11 with a problem. He's up in the wall. He's in 20th. As Anderson was going past him, he'll keep on going. But yeah, Greg, 1.5 seconds, maybe 1.3 seconds. Anderson, he's after Lowther. He's gone.
And he's got
40 to go.
He's got a 2-second cushion right now over Devin West. Talking about Anderson, those two have been in the battle, the 37 and the 5, for a good chunk of the second half of this race. If he can get around Lowther quickly enough, he might be able to space himself out over Devin West. But there's lap traffic up there as well. That's going to play a role in this before it's all said and done. Here comes Anderson for the lead.
We knew he'd get there. Lap 125 is right back to the point, and not an opportunity whatsoever for Lowther. This going on. Hey, by the way, Tom Denchel Automotive Group and Hermiston Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is in Hermiston, Oregon. Don't forget also Hermiston Ford, located in Prosser, Washington. They have inventory where many manufacturers and dealers are struggling with new vehicle inventory. And yes, they'll probably make sure you don't run out of fuel either. They have it. Dodge Ram trucks, Jeep Wranglers, Dodge Challengers, and yes, even the Dodge Chargers. They have them. Over 800 pre-owned vehicles, 100% online transactions, remote test drives, remote trade appraisals, and they can even come to you. Upfront pricing, total transparency. We do what's right every time. We make it easy. We make it fun. And nationwide delivery at TomDenchilAutoGroup.com. That's Tom Denchel Auto Group and Hermiston Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 3 locations. The Pacific Northwest of Oregon and Washington. And Greg, we're proud to have them as the sponsor for the Northwest iRacing and on LSRTV.
Hermiston represent one of my 2 home tracks, Hermiston Raceway. Well, I say home tracks, one of the 2 tracks that I'm privileged to call my home tracks. Nah, they can't call me the home guy because I live 2.5, 3 hours away, but close enough.
Working lap 130 next time by. This race coming to a close. Not listening to you. Not listening to you.
I'm not
30.
even going there with what him just said.
I am just not going there right now.
Him
Sometimes
just
he opens
the
that
most
door.
random thing. Yep.
He opens that door sometimes and it's like, squirrel! And I'm guilty of it with 37 to go. But not tonight. And not about what he said he does. I don't know. Back straight away. There is Dan West Jr. battling with Stephen O'Hare. Greg, that's for the top 5.
Meanwhile, Chris White having a nice run today. We were a little bit worried about it. He's right in front of that battle with that connection issues that was happening, but it stabilized, and here he is in 4th right now. Definitely was a nervous one there, but he's able to hold on to it for now.
Caden Anderson once again dominating of Cole Raz. Go figure. We always talk about that, Greg. Every time Cole Raz is not in attendance, Caden Anderson shines. No offense to one of the quickly driving development driver program racers, but I mean, it's obviously the truth.
Well, Raz, believe it or not, Truck Series, they're tied with wins with just 1.
Wow.
1 apiece for Anderson and Raz. If Anderson can get this win, he can actually leapfrog his teammate with wins in the Northwest Truck Series.
Let's take a look at your saw blade top 5. Bottom left of the monitor. Ticking down. There they are. Under 30 laps to go. Final break to the checkered flag. Can Anderson do it for win 2 of the year? We'll stay tuned and take this to the finish in Charlotte for the North Series.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
32 to go here at Charlotte. We're ready to bring this one on home for supper in the or midnight snack in the Central or the Eastern time zone like I am in. Or Charles, our producer. Welcome back to coverage of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series presented by the Tom Denschel Automotive Group on LSRTV. For those that are watching on YouTube in 4K HD and listening on CRN Sports at wearecrn.com. I'm Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz alongside Charles Wooten running the production trucks. It's good to see him back and going again after some nasty weather they had the other night. That's what we call AKA him. And down to the finish, Greg, where Anderson looking for now his second win this year in his third career Northwest Racing Series victory for Cup and Truck competition. And by the way, he would serve the most truck wins as his teammate in the 10, who's not here again.
He would move to win number 2 in the Truck Series. It'd be win number 4 of his career in the Northwest Racing Series. He has 2 Cup wins last year. Go along with a truck win this year. But Devin West is beginning to chip away at it. We've talked about Devin West. He has really come into his own lately. 9 career wins, including 6 truck wins for Devin West.
Whoa.
He's looking for win number 7.
And did you see West fighting that call for 2?
He is fighting with everything he has got. 0.8 of a second back of Anderson last time.
Greg, can they go the distance under 30 laps to go at Charlotte?
Oh, they can make it, I think. I'm pretty sure they can make it. It's a question of, will we stay green the rest of the way, or will we see that dreaded LRC?
And that's the late race caution. A very quick race, a smooth race, down to the stretch. Last year, this race was 200 miles, 134 laps. It would already be concluded. But for the drivers that are running also on the road to pro, this is their chance to get kind of acquainted with the distance of what the races will be like for them. I think it's next Tuesday night when they run.
I believe so, yes. I believe the road to pro is on Tuesdays.
Yes, 27 laps to go now. LRC stands for late race caution.
Him is at it again with his dang food.
Tim said LRC stands for light rub chicken. I say it stands for late race caution. You in the chat box help us decide.
Yeah, in the race chat,
chicken.
we've been...
I do like chicken. I like my chicken. Yeah. Yeah. Lightly rubbed chicken with seasoning. That's right. Oh, he got
Devin
me to jump.
seconds the gap between...
Greg, he broke me.
Yep, it took him all race, but he finally got it.
I have a weakness in its chicken.
All right, hey,
Weakness in its
check this
chick.
out, Wesley. Check this out. Devin West and Caden Anderson have both finally gotten through all that lap traffic. Clean racetrack in front of them. And 8 tenths of a second on the scoring pylon.
Mano y mano. Don Girardi, Ricky Bobby. A mano a swine. Who will it be?
7.2 back to White.
Come face your destroyer. You've spilled my macchiato.
Ooh, West was able to shave a 10th off. Devin West was able to shave a 10th off there.
But one thing I noticed, though, Greg, is he was fighting that car truck. I mean, he was fighting it off the corner. Now he's stuck on the outside lane. And yeah, here comes Ritter's getting by
the
him.
The handle of that truck is really starting to go away. And this is all playing in the Caden Anderson's hand. Toby Ritter's trying
to... my plan.
Toby Ritter's trying to get one of his laps back over Anderson. We just saw Frank Harris go by and get one back. Now Ritter's in the 23 trying to get up there.
23 laps to go here at Charlotte. Anderson has led the way. He came back down almost 9 seconds and ran down Dan Lowther. Lowther, by the way, has now fell to the top 18. 1 lap down. What might have been for truck 63.
All right, Devin West closing on Anderson.
Keeping it under a second now, under half a second.
21 to go. 21 to go.
Look at this from the blimp view. And by the way, our blimp coverage, aerial coverage, always presented by All American Pools. And Greg him reeling him in faster and faster and faster. But I do notice West's truck has been struggling the last 5-10 laps or so. Handling could be going away on the 5.
I think it's going away worse on Anderson because he just had a big slide off of turn number 2. We'll see what the gap is this time. It was 0.7 of a second last time. At the line this time.
20 to go.
And it stays the same. 20 to go. But Anderson and West, the trucks are driving not great right now. Chris White is closing, but not enough.
The Ritters family carrying on. Toby Ritters, who's, by the way, 3 laps down. But they say, we're all rooting for you, Toby. You can do it. There he is. More seat time. This Bud's for you in the Budweiser, number 23. Boy, that takes me back to the days of, oh my goodness, belling my age. Darrell Waltrip, and you think of what he did. You think of what Bill Elliott did in the Budweiser machine. You think of Terry Labonte. You think of also Ricky Craven, Ken Schrader. Just some of the names that adorned Budweiser, the King of Beers logo, like that, Greg, on their cars.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., of course, is the one that comes to the guys from my generation.
Oh, sure. I was talking about just how old I am.
Yeah, we know you're old. Actually, I think he was. Him said he was around when Cale Yarborough was racing. If the math is correct in my head, yes, he was.
You son of a...
But hey, you're going to get to see one of those guys you mentioned there. You're going to see Bill Elliott and SRX here in a month.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited for that series.
Superstar Racing Experience going to be doing really, really good. Going to be awesome. It's going to be on CBS Sports Summer Series, 6 weeks. Are you really seriously going there?
Nope.
Never mind. I am not being dragged down into the trap of him.
Devin's closing, Wesley.
One night we're going to open the mics and you're going to be able to hear what this guy says to us, okay? One night.
Ooh, he shaved 8 100s that time.
He certainly is.
We're getting close, Wesley. We're getting close.
Could we be setting up for a shootout? Anderson and West. And by the way, White, he's 5 seconds back. Because he got a shot.
Going to be 15 laps to go this time by for Caden Anderson, and lap traffic is ahead. And him broke Wesley.
I have nothing to say about you. Here we go. Of a second. Trying to reel in Anderson. Anderson out in front. West is second. White's in third. Odenbacher, O'Hare. Good runs for those guys. Stab now, Greg. How about Jeff Stab now? He's going to get a top 10. He's way, way back.
Nice run for Stab now. But as we watch this battle for the lead,
that is progress.
He's slowly opening it back up, though, Wesley. Anderson is slowly opening it back up. I don't think Wesley's going to be able to get to him.
It's not over. It's not over.
It's not over, but the way how even they are right now, I don't know if Devin's going to be able to get to him in time.
Looks like Anderson is really good going into the turn 1 and 2 with the apex of 3 and 4. Devin West shows his strength. Notice, obviously, Anderson staying right in that line, not moving, but you see Devin West moving high, moving low. And what he's trying to do, Greg, is he's trying to cut that air, and he's trying to find the right line that Anderson's driving to try to reel him in.
He's... Right now for Devin,
it's drafting is what it is.
He's drafting, but when he's trying something, he's got to go where he's not to try something, anything. That worked. He almost shaved a full 10th off that time.
Wow.
If he could just get himself, if he could just get himself into the slipstream of Anderson, he's got something.
Themselves up for one of these crazy finishes. You know, I think of Bobby Labonte and Jimmy Johnson when they were side by side coming to the line in the Coca-Cola 600, or you know, Gordon and the Extreme Racing Experience. You'll see Bobby Labonte. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
This time Anderson puts a 10th up on West. Dennis Moore on pit road and number 44, early race leader.
But might have been for 44.
Had that penalty and had to fight the rest of the night, and he's on pit road. Anderson,
Greg,
West, 10 to go.
Caution, 10 laps to go. One caution flag to stop this race tonight.
It's been a definite... It's been a green flag race. It was nice to see this unfold. 10 to go. Anderson got himself another 10th there. It's back up to 0.8 of a second. I think Devin used up everything that 5 truck had trying to reel him back in. Chris White is now down to 5.7 seconds. He is closing, but it's not enough. Another 10th now for Anderson. He has hit the afterburners, Wesley. Lap traffic is ahead of them, but I think Anderson is going to be able to put this thing on cruise control here any lap now because he has opened it back up.
Possum? You think he was playing possum?
He may have been.
He's opened it up now to almost 1.1 seconds back to West. Wow.
Anderson hit the turbo button at the right time. We're inside 10 to go, and the gap is now over a second.
1.20 seconds, and now climbing. West has fell back to second, and he has lost ground on the leader, and believe it or not, Anderson ready to start using Solak as a pick here in just a moment. It'll start with Kevin Smith in the 00. And this will just put 12 trucks on the lead lap. 7 to go.
7 to go. Aiden Anderson. Devin West was able to shave another 10th off.
Devin Anderson? Oh, you mean Devin West on Anderson. Yeah.
Here's
Look
a
at
question.
Smith, though.
Here's a question, Wesley. Dan Lowther getting past Devin West on fresher tires. Can Devin fall into his tire tracks and try to draft up with Lowther to try to get back up to Anderson?
But we saw that West was really good in the draft, closing in on Anderson. But my thing is this: now he's got two lap trucks of Smith and him, and he's not even caught them yet. But Anderson is also about to overtake more lap traffic in Bentel, all these trucks. I mean, I really believe this is, unless something happened, he's got his second win of the season and his fourth Northwest Racing Truck win.
He's looking. Anderson is trying to hold on. 1.3 seconds the gap, and it's opening up even more. This is Anderson's race to lose.
And one of the things we've always said is when Cole Raz is not in it, and it seems like Anderson always shines. Oh, I've said it myself too, but go on him. I still no.
Closing stages, 4 laps to go.
We settled that. We got rid of Baby Shark. Remember? Here we go. Dan Lowther, along with Anderson. Here they go. Lap truck in the way of Anderson to the stripe. 3 to go.
Anderson trying to hold on and open it up, and he has done it. It's now 1.7 seconds. West used up all of his tires, Wesley. Anderson's just going to be able to cruise from here for his second win of the season in the Truck Series.
Unless he blows a tire, unless he runs out of fuel, unless there's a caution, his race. Here they come. Turn 4, down to the line. It is now 2 laps to go. Anderson back off into turn number 1. He is smooth sailing behind Lowther, the lap truck, as they work their way out of full 2.
About 2.5 miles to go now. For Caden Anderson, he's going to come off of turn number 4, receive the white flag.
The CRN, 1 to go. One more lap around for the driver of Caden Anderson, the Washington native, right there in the Beaver State, number 37, working his way
Evergreen State.
Down the back straightaway.
Beaver
from
State's
the Evergreen
in the south in Oregon, yeah.
Yes, that's right. Final time for Caden Anderson. Here he works his way. What a job for the Harvest Chevrolet entry, as here he comes out of turn 4. Second win of the year for the trucks, his 4th in Northwest race competition. Hell man. Caden Anderson, when Cole Raz is not here. Shine, Greg. That's what I was trying to get out.
Wesley, Caden Anderson just confirmed to his team he had 1 lap of fuel left.
I was wondering if they were shredded on fuel. Holy cow. Talking about, will they be able to have a smash to pass celebration? Will they be able to light it up and do burnouts here?
We'll see.
It might be
they're
able
going to try
to.
it. But Anderson with his second win of the season, and both have come
Look
on
at how slow
mile-and-a-half
Anderson
racetracks.
Anderson's out of fuel. He is coasting. Find out.
No, I think he's out, Wesley.
I think he's out of fuel.
Out of fuel. Yep.
I think he's out of fuel. Seriously,
he has ran out of fuel.
He is out of fuel, guys. I told you.
Yep, he is. He has run out of fuel.
Look out,
and
though. Pfeiffer wants to hit you anyway. Oh,
Dennis Moore came in and just drilled from behind.
He hit the wrong damn buck. What?
The celebration is on.
Oh,
celebration is on. Let's take a look at the stop blade results.
Look out! Oh, oh, we got one flying in the air.
Oh,
What the hell?
Kevin Smith.
Wow, Kevin Smith and the Tom Denchel Automotive Group. He hooked a landing in the grass. Oh,
Wow, Robert Gamble.
look at Devin Westphal.
And you
Flying through
thought
the
they
air.
wouldn't be able to
Cow.
do the demo derby at the end.
Well, because Caden Anderson's a sitting duck. He can't do nothing. I mean, he's just along for
All right,
the
let's
ride.
take a look at. All right, let's.
Who
take a
else
look
is
at the
going
top
to hit it?
ratings.
One more time. Who's after you? Wow. Let's give you the starting the result. Caden Anderson, your winner. By the way, we call that the Northwest Smash to Pass after the post-race show. They just tear him up. Caden Anderson, Devin West, the winner. Again, second. Chris White, third, the Cup winner on Monday. John Ottenbacher, a good top 5. Stephen O'Hare, Tyler King. Dan West Jr., Jeff Stab now. Top 10 ain't bad. Trying to get back on that roller coaster ride. He is along in 8th. Robert Gamble. Carl Berg, Greg, top 10 for the 53.
Nice job for Carl Burke. Stephen Paulison comes home in the 11th spot. Matt Sentel and Dan Lowther, your 13 trucks on the lead lap. James Vining, Kevin Smith led early, comes home in 15th. Briar Reynolds, Jimbo Pfeiffer, Dennis Moore, Sean Breitzman, Troy Daggett round out the top 20. Wesley with the drivers that finished them off.
Frank Harris, 2 laps down in 21st. Ray Fournier, 1 led. Toby Ritters, he going to come up with 3 laps down in 23rd. So, ironically, Blum, followed by Aaron Cooper, Judd Wakefield. Then you have Easton Blood, Casey Tillman, the rundown of the 28 truck in the North Carolina 250. All right, Greg, I know you got to go to bed and get some shut-eye here, my friend. With your final take here of Caden Anderson winning again.
A great performance by Caden Anderson. It was kind of wide open for the first half, but man, oh man, it was an awesome performance for Caden Anderson in the second half. Stretches it out, makes the fuel last, gets a second win of the season. Great run, too, by everybody else in that battle as well. Devin West. And how about it for Chris White? 2 top 5 finishes here at Charlotte with connection issues as well. Fantastic effort by Chris White this
And only
weekend, but man, oh man, Dover next week.
And only 1 caution flag. 1 caution flag tonight. Wow.
Yeah, fantastic run by these guys. On to Dover next week. Going to be a fun one at the Monster Mile coming up next week, Monday and Wednesday, Cup and Truck.
We'll see what Miles the Munster will do, topping up the competition here next week for the Northwest iRacing Cup and Truck Series, presented by Hermiston Automotive, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and of course also the Tom Denchel Automotive Group. We will take a quick break. When we come back, from a word from our sponsor, we will talk including Caden Anderson. Second win after he wins here at Charlotte. Back with more LSRTV, Searing Sports. La, la, la.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
And welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway, coverage of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series, presented by the Tom Denchel Automotive Group. I'm Wesley Outland. Greg Rent says hi to the races in the books, and we are getting ready to grab a word with our top 3. Second win of the season for Caden Anderson, the driver of the Evergreen State Chevrolet entry. We'll talk to him in a moment. But first, top 3, and the man that won the Cup race on Monday night. We'll also get some good time tonight on the podium for the trucks. Driver the number 83 Amsoil entry Ford, Chris White. Good job, bud.
I appreciate it, guys. It was a long one here, but it was nice to see some green flag racing. Nice, solid truck we had here. Good to get on the podium. Good weekend for us here.
was going to say that. Are you happy with the strategy of, first off, they added on another 50 miles than last year. Last year it was only 200 miles. This year is 250 miles, 167 laps to get everybody kind of acquainted or adjusted to what is the Road to Pro format. But you said it tonight. That's it. How did that change the complexion of the race, you feel?
Well, we would rather see green flag racing, and it was a nice solid race. It certainly strategy certainly comes into effect here, whether or not you want to try to run out the fuel windows and make your pit stops, or maybe come in sooner than others. And some of these leaders, when they start hitting pit road, it causes others to follow the leader. And it dices things up a little bit. But then we got a caution there at some point in the race that kind of juggled it up a little bit. But I think I still had a set of tires left, and I was sitting pretty solid, pretty good, pretty strong truck. On the long runs, the right front was wearing down. When I ran that full fuel run, I could tell you the right front was probably down to about 26%. So it was starting to get really, really pushy, really tight, but overall solid run.
All right, man, before we let you go, thank your sponsors. And again, by the way, congratulations. I know we had technical issues with the weather and everything at the LSRTV headquarters on Monday night. Unfortunately, we're not able to broadcast the Cup race from Charlotte, but congrats to you. I know that's got to be a good opportunity to get that first win of the season, get a run for the playoffs, and good job tonight. It's good talking to you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Charlotte's a good track for me. I really like it. In fact, I can tell you back when we ran the Xfinity cars, I was pretty strong here, too, and got a win then as well. But this past Monday, we had a strong Ford Mustang. It was really strong. We got up front and led, I think, 50 laps or so and took the win. And yes, it's good to get that monkey off your back a little earlier in the season, so you don't have to really worry about that factor when it comes to the playoffs later in the season. But we're sitting pretty solid. A good run for CWR this week in both sides. And we'll look forward to next week. I believe it's Dover. Is it?
Yes.
We run pretty good there too.
Yes,
in fact, I think Dover's the only track that I've ever swept where I won the Xfinity car race and the truck race. In fact, that's probably, I believe, my only career truck win in this league is Dover. So we'll see if we can go to Dover and have a nice run as well. Anyways, I got to thank AMSOIL Interstate Synthetics. If you're looking for AMSOIL, visit interstatesynthetics.com. You guys, LSRTV as always, and the Tom Dental Auto Group for coming on, and appreciate you all, and we'll see you next time, and congratulations to 37.
Yeah, Team AMSOIL entry number 83. Chris White will finish in the number 3 spot on the podium. Second place runner-up, 2 wins this year for the driver of the number 5, Devin West out of Salem, Oregon. Devin, your take of the race, bud. And, man, you it's second. You were trying so hard to run down Caden Anderson. Was you also trying to stretch fuel like we saw Caden doing?
Yeah, I wasn't sure quite how close to be. I know that last pit stop there, I know Caden pitted as early as he possibly could, and 1 lap sooner we would have made it. So I was catching Caden, and then kind of saw that a little bit using up the tires so I didn't get to him. I knew that. I was just giving all she had. So I wasn't quite sure how he was going to be on fuel, because I knew he'd be, within half a lap to a lap to the good or short, one of the two. And so I started saving there at the end, and we both made it, which is cool. I mean, it's good for him. He earned it. So, yeah, I don't know. It was close.
It definitely was, bud, man. I'll tell you what, me and Greg talked about it in the broadcast. You've missed a couple of weeks, but you are doing what you need to do to try to run into the top 25 of the points. You also got wins. Are you thinking playoffs right now, 10 races, as we approach race 10 next week at Dover, or are you still just, lying in the weeds, so to speak, just trying to have fun?
I just have to have fun, and playoffs or not, obviously, you want to make the playoffs. It makes it all feel a little bit more worth it. Unfortunately, like I said, I missed a few races, and I'm sure I'm going to miss some more going in the summer just because of work and stuff. But no, I think the season's going really. For the races I made, things are going great. I looked at Dan Lee said I'm averaging a second place finish right now through the season in the truck, so that's pretty dang good. I'm pretty happy about that. Hopefully we can get some more wins, and last 2 truck races, I've got a good truck, and I've had pretty good drives, but unfortunately we've just been a second place truck both nights. So hopefully next week at Dover, which isn't exactly my best track in the world, I can continue at least second. So.
All right, man. Well, let me let you go and thank your sponsors on that number 5.
Oh yeah.
Good job here tonight. Runner up.
I appreciate it, Wesley, and good job, Caden, obviously, here in that one. And our sponsors: Effective Web Solutions, Kenny's Custom Hardwood, Advanced Automotive, Motorsports Distributing. They all help on the real life mod, and so yeah, big thanks to them. And obviously, thank you to you guys for on the show and broadcasting, of course.
All right, thanks, buddy. That's again Devin West. The driver will finish in the number 2 position here tonight at Charlotte. Back to victory lane we go. And the winner, second win for the trucks this year. He won at Vegas a couple of weeks ago. He wins here tonight at Charlotte in the North Carolina 250. His 4th career Northwest Racing Series win in Cup and Truck, 7 entry. Caden Anderson, congratulations, bud. Man, what a strategy there down the stretch. But it seemed like that truck was strong for sure.
Yeah, I gotta give a huge thanks to Dan Lowther. First of all, I was really late to practice and gave me a setup that was for sure. Yeah, so Dan pitted pretty early, about 20 laps earlier than me. I pitted there with just a few gallons left to fuel, and then I started realizing, oh crap, I'm not gonna make it to the end. I had to save quite a bit. Close my lead down, but I wanted to be able to make it there in the end. And when Devin got down to about 0.5, I started to pick it up a little bit and that distance, so he had no shot of getting at me there.
So let's go back to that. I mean, you were almost 9 seconds down, ironically, Dan Lowther. West was right there in your crosshairs. He had cut the distance to almost half a second. While you're working on fuel conservation, obviously, was there also a time when you were thinking, all right, 10 to go, 9 to go and give it all I got? Was that the plan? Was you kind of playing possum, letting Devin run you down, and then basically you hit the rev limiter and...
Yeah, so there at the end, I had about a 2-second lead on Devin, and I think I was 2 laps short to the end, so I started saving, and I wanted to let him catch me, while saving fuel at the same time, about half a second, and that's as far as I was going to let him go. And then there at the end, I think he started to try to push, and get... I was saving tires at the same time I was saving fuel, so all kind of just worked out for me, and I ended up making it.
Man, what does it mean to you to get another win this year and obviously solidify yourself, knowing you're in the playoffs coming up later on this year in the season?
Yeah, it feels really good. I mean, being able to lock yourself this early into the playoffs is pretty cool. So now we're just gonna go racing for more wins, and hopefully we can be contenders.
All right, man. Thank your sponsors. Congratulations to you on that truck number 37.
I wanted to give a thanks to Harvest Chevrolet, Custom Fab, Poor Boys Auto Wrecking, iTech, Dave Page.
Hey, and I'll say something else as well. This has got to be a good momentum booster for you going into your real race. Don't you run a real race this weekend, a late model debut for you?
Yeah, this week will be my super late model debut at State Line Speedway.
There you go.
I'm pretty excited that we're having good momentum going into the weekend.
All right, bud, we'll go get him. Congratulations to you. That's the driver, Caden Anderson. When it's all said and done, he picks up the win. Second win of the season for the Northwest iRacing Truck Series, presented by Tom Denschel Automotive Group. Well, that's going to do it here this week in Charlotte. Next week, it's on to Dover, Miles the Munster. It all gets started for the ARCA Northwest Series. We'll have coverage around 11:30 Eastern Time on LSRTV. Of course, RB squad of an Samuel Dyer. Sometimes Justin Prince jumps in. Some other guys, they'll step in. Greg and I take a rest because we're calling real motorsports or real announcing obligations. But anyhow, on from Dover, the Cup and Truck Series return next Monday and Wednesday. And of course, course, we'll have it for you on LSRTV in sports. Again, big thanks to Hermanston Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and the Tom Denschel Automotive Group for all that they do sponsoring the series. Everyone else as well. Thanks to Jeff Stab now Rocket Media. For Charles Wooten in the LSR, for Greg Rance, I'm Wesley Outland. God bless from Charlotte. Congratulations, Caden Anderson. Winner here tonight in the North Carolina. See you next week, and we'll see what Miles the Munster has got for everybody in the Northwest Racing Series at Dover. Be good to one another.